Pharaoh has a mysterious dream. We read in this week's Torah portion, Miketz. He's standing by the Nile River when out of the Nile ascend 7 fat cows, handsome, robust, sturdy, grazing in the reed. But following them, a second set of 7 cows comes up from the Nile. They are ugly, lean, emaciated, and gaunt. And then the ugly, thin, skeletal, and lean cows eat up the 7 handsome, healthy, and fat cows. Pharaoh wakes up. He ultimately summons Joseph from his prison cell to decipher his enigmatic dream. But here is an interesting enigma. When Pharaoh repeats the dream to Joseph, he adds an insightful detail we didn't hear about the first time around as the dream was happening. Pharaoh tells Joseph that as the ill-formed, emaciated, lean and ugly cows swallowed the first healthy, sturdy, fat cows, one could not even tell that they consumed the 7 fat cows. They looked just as lean and bad as before, Pharaoh tells Joseph. And then I awoke. Why is this detail added only later in the repetition of the dream? The holy Ksnitzer Maggid, Rabbi Yisrael Hapstein, passed away in 1814, was one of the greatest Polish Hasidic masters. He presents in his work Avodas Yisrael a moving psychological reading of this story. We each operate on 2 levels of consciousness. One is a divine consciousness in which we channel the cosmic, infinite intelligence and love of all of reality. The other is an ego consciousness focused on survival. Each soul channels its energy through 7 experiences and emotions. In the Hebrew language, they're known as Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchus. Love, awe, beauty, victory, gratitude, connectivity, and surrender. That's, by the way, why the menorah in the Holy Temple had 7 lamps, because of these 7 emotions for the soul. In the divine soul, we experience and embody love of God, love of cosmic infinite oneness and bliss. We also experience awe and respect. We also glorify Him. We see the glory and harmony of infinite oneness everywhere and in everybody, in every squirrel and in every tree, in every bush, in every leaf, in every atom, in every neuron, in every cell. We also experience victory. We battle toxicity, falsehood, darkness, dysfunction, coping mechanisms, cobwebs, taking us out of oneness. We also experience gratitude and humility. We also seek intimate connection, and we surrender to God's vision and plan so we can channel it at every moment of our life. These are the 7 handsome, beautiful cows. But I also have another 7 internal experiences which can easily swallow up the first. I am attracted and crave things that will distract me from my essence. I fear people and things outside of God. I glorify things and objects and people outside of truth. I fight for my ego or for my insecurity and for my coping mechanisms. I bow my truth to please others. I crave intimacy with the wrong people and energies, and I surrender to my trauma. These are my emaciated 7 cows. They don't fill me internally. I feel good for a few minutes, days, or weeks, but the inner void, guilt, shame, anxiety, and fear remain present. I remain tortured inside. I seek relief and gratification through these 7 emaciated cows. I figure out how to distract myself nonstop. I learn how to cope well, but inside, I am emotionally lean and emaciated. But as the Ksnitzer Maggid writes 200 years ago, people don't know what they don't know. As I am in my emotional slumber, dreaming, I don't even know that my inner blissful consciousness has been hijacked and swallowed up by my coping mechanisms, by my survival skills, by my trauma, by my dysfunction, because I don't know what I don't know. I am in exile, but I think it's redemption. It's too scary for me to see the truth, so I delude myself that I am functional and fine. I can live my entire life, and I speak from personal experience, as a chick in an egg, believing and thinking that the egg comprises all of reality. I find comfort in that egg. I build palaces in that egg. I construct my career in that egg. I get validation in that egg. I become a successful person all in that egg. And then when my egg cracks open, it's painful. I am disoriented. What's the first thing that happens when I wake up and I see outside of the egg? I discover that my 7 beautiful cows were swallowed up, and I never even knew. The saddest thing about my trauma was that I didn't know I was in trauma. I thought this is normal. I thought life was supposed to be miserable, that a heart was supposed to be shut down, that I'm supposed to be so self-conscious. The first stage in waking up is realizing how my 7 beautiful cows have been swallowed up to the point that I don't even know that they were there. But the very fact that there is an eye that can observe this truth means that a part of me, my truest essence, remains whole, unsoiled. That is the tiny jug of pure oil, the essence of your divine soul which can never be devoured, the inextinguishable flame of your core purity and holiness will end up liberating the 7 divine emotions from captivity. Happy Hanukkah.